Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today it's time to wrap up the long weekend of sales.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a reseller in Montana. I go to garage sales, estate sales, I go to thrift stores. Sometimes I go to Target and Walmart. Doesn't matter. I buy stuff and I sell it again online for a profit. Mostly, I'm doing that on eBay. If you tuned in yesterday to the video, you saw that I had a little bit of a tiff with eBay, but you know what? As I've said, I think in that video and in comments replying to people, I still love eBay. You know, it's not perfect. There are flaws, there are warts on the face of this thing, but that doesn't mean I don't love it. You know, I still sell a whole lot of cool stuff on eBay, and I'm going to continue to sell a whole lot of stuff on eBay. And in terms of they always back the buyer, they don't. They really, really, truly don't. It happens, and it happens more often than what it should, but it doesn't always happen. It just doesn't. I don't buy into that hyperbole. So, and that dollar word today. Let's check out what I sold. Let's finish out that long weekend, shall we? I told you we didn't show you everything in yesterday's what sold video. Definitely a lot more. Might as well start over here. We've got 3 vintage pins. We've got a Schlitz pin. This one is, I think, Old Milwaukee. And then we got the trio of cans here. These all going out to the same buyer and going out to a viewer of the channel. I'm trying to get that one to turn around here. Going out to Keith. Keith from Minnesota. And Keith said he collects advertising hat pins. So Keith, man, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks so much for stopping in and visiting the store. I'll get you some of that shipping back, because of course shipping these 3 pins is not going to be that much. So $14.97 plus the shipping for the 3 hat pins. Keith, thank you much. I hope that you and yours are well. Here we've got a Tinkerbell shirt. I picked up a whole mess of Disney shirts, mostly women's shirts, and mostly, I think, 2X, but there's a few different sizes in there. Got them this weekend, and it paid up a little bit for them, overpaid maybe for them. These were $2 a piece. Some of them were new, and, you know, new with tags and stuff, so I was willing to pay a little bit more for them. And it was also somebody that we had purchased from before, it turned out, in it was an estate sale they were getting ready to do. It was a friend of mine, her grandparents. She knew that I was a reseller. Tell people what you do, folks. I got to go in there ahead of time and pick the attic. A lot of the pressed steel toys, vintage toys, stuff like that we've been selling came from that sale. And we didn't get good enough video from it because it was in a completely dark attic, so that one never did air. But wound up having a whole lot more value in all of that stuff than I realized. And so when I found out that they were the ones running the garage sale, I did buy a little bit more and pay a little bit more than I would have otherwise. And so I'm okay with that, you know, pay it forward a little bit. And the Tinkerbell shirt sold for $8.50 plus shipping. So we make a little bit on that. Here we got a Minnesota Vikings fitted hat, 7 3/8, I believe. And went back and forth on offers on that this morning and settled in at $7.50 plus shipping. Eventually would have got a little bit more, but fitted hats are a harder sell, so that was a good sale for me. I was happy with it. Mario Kart on We picked it up this weekend for $2. Unfortunately, it is cracked here and like down here somewhere. Yeah, the case is messed up and it doesn't have a manual. So I did price it down a little bit. It's essentially disc only at this point, and you can still get really good money for Mario Kart. These things sell well and they sell quickly, and even essentially, like I said, disc only, we got $19.49 plus shipping, and it sold in a couple of days, so pretty good. Carhartt, these actually sold in like 12 hours. I listed these yesterday. Carhartt dungaree fit carpenter pants, and they're a weird size. It was like 31 by 32. That's not the tagged size on here, but that's what the inseam measures. If you're going to sell pants, you better measure it, because odds are they've shrunk at least a little bit. You got to tell people how they're going to fit. And these sold for $19.49 plus shipping. We'll put those in a padded flat rate. We sold a couple of Pikmin plush. We sold one yesterday. I said, hey, these move slow. And then I sold two more, two to the same buyer. We got Purple Leaf and the purple with the bud, the flower bud there. These going out combined $51.98 plus shipping for a couple of little plush. That is not bad. We're making a lot of money off of those guys. TI-83 Plus, another one of these has sold, and you can see right there, it's got a goof on the screen. It otherwise works just fine, but it's got the wonky spot on the screen, and it doesn't have the slip cover. It's still sold. I had to price it down to make sure that it would, but these things sell, as long as they work, they sell almost no matter what, it seems like. This thing sold for $15.59 plus shipping. This is another TI, actually. Look at that. Texas Instruments. It's Mr. Challenger. It's really pretty cool. It's like a learning game. See, there's word challenge, mystery word. This is the Wordle before the Wordle existed. Mr. Wordle right here. And Mr. Challenger. Not a great sell-through rate, but I saw it and I thought, you know what, this thing is cool, let's give it a shot. And it did sell $16.24 plus shipping. We'll move that out of the way. All right, how about another Dale? It's been a while since we sold something Dale Jr. This is an old little RC car, pretty cool. We sold the Dale Senior one a while back, and this is the Dale Jr. And I sent out an offer, 50 cents off on this, and they took me up on it. $9.48 plus shipping. Sold another. I'll move them over here to get them out of the way, but this is a loud, crinkly bag I put them in. Another set of Roscoe screwdrivers, vintage Roscoe screwdrivers again. This is the one that kind of sells the lot. This is like the two-hander. It's to get really tight screws out that have been sitting in there for a long time. And people just like these vintage screwdrivers to have in their garage. They're a very good screwdriver, and so I lotted them up. I still actually have more that I can put in lots and sell, but they've been selling slowly but surely, and these will fit if you put them in at an angle in a padded flat rate, because they come in generally, depending on how many you put together, they're going to come in just over a pound. This has 5. This actually might be slightly under a pound, but I put them all just as padded flat rate, and they will fit in there. Let's see, how about over here? Let's do these. ColecoVision. I've never found a ColecoVision, and then a couple weeks ago I found 2 units. Pretty cool. I've got one up with, it's a damaged box, but it's got a box. I had to mix and match pieces because some of the pieces didn't work right, some did. So I was able to put together one complete set, and that's going to go for good money. Here I had some extra games that were duplicates. So I have some of these games with the other system, and actually it's some extra games. And these, like I said, duplicates, so I put them in a lot. They don't sell particularly well by themselves, but in a lot, they'll do okay. $16.24 plus shipping for that. I have told you I can't sell Denver Broncos stuff, so I stopped picking it up, and then I sell several Broncos things in short order. We got a vintage pin. I actually took this off. This came on a hat, and I took it off the hat. We're selling the hat and the pin separately. I think it was the Broncos hat that we already sold, actually, last week, and now the pin has sold as well. $5 plus shipping for that, but very easy. Wrap in a tiny bit of bubble and then throw it in a mailer. It works really well. Over here, we sold another one of the Blackhawk things. These not gloves. See, we've got, this one is a balaclava. That's what it is. It's a ski mask, essentially. And these I bought in a big bundle deal. I probably ended up paying $3 or $4 a piece once I bought all of them. And this sold for $18 plus shipping. We're going to move these because we're going to hold these till the end. But we're almost there. Don't worry. This guy is a La Loopsy. He's got a big old heavy, it's not a plush, it's a doll. His head is massive. It's heavy, actually. And this I picked up in Billings a few months ago when I was visiting. Went to some garage sales there. Paid $1 for him, and he sold for $22.74 plus shipping. This came from my madre. Get back up there. I said we started listing some of the Christmas ornaments that she found for us. This is the first one to sell. It's Nequa art. It's really cool. I'll pull out this card just to show you because I hadn't seen it before. Somehow it's linked to Precious Moments, but it sells a lot better than Precious Moments. but the companies somehow are linked together. But you see there, they paint, it's blown glass, and then they paint actually on the inside of the glass. That's all hand painted. They come with these with this cool box and with the certificate of authenticity. And really neat. They're all different designs. This one, the Lord is my shepherd. And some are bells. Some are, more like this. It's the longer, like the top, spinning top thing. So you can see, pretty amazing that this is all hand-painted, I think, inside of the glass. Really cool. So the Lord is my shepherd, ne qua ornament, the first one of our ornaments to sell. And that one is going out the door for $16.77 plus shipping. Then we got this. I overpaid for this thing. I thought it would be worth a little bit more. I bought 2 of them, and so it was nice that it was a quantity listing, but I paid $5 for that thing. And we're going to make some money at the end of it because I can put it in a padded flat rate, but it's just not going to be a ton of money. It sold for $20.47 free shipping. Okay, so there's a little bit left there. I'm going to close this because I want to bring this over. Again, we'll do the pencils last. I know. Why are you waiting on pencils? Look at this thing. Walt Disney character fairy tale pinups. I'd never seen these before. And then I found them at that vintage, the Don't Judge a Sale from the Curb sale. And so here's the different sets. And it's cool that this one actually came with the box. We got another set. Which one did we get? We got Pinocchio. There he is. We got the Pinocchio set as well. It doesn't have the box. This one was cool because it came with the box. I wish we would have got like the Alice in Wonderland, or some of these are, Dumbo is really cool, but Peter Pan is awesome. And so here's what the set is. They're particle board, and they've got holes on the back for you to hang them on the wall, like of a nursery or whatever. All I'm missing is the teddy bear. When he dropped his teddy bear, Wendy's catching it. I'm missing that piece, unfortunately, but we have all the others. Some people are selling just the pirate ship, which actually is pretty cool in and of itself. So in here you can see this is what they look like, and they're in really nice condition. They're in beautiful shape, actually. I mean, you can see his fingers a little rough there, and see, that's how they hang up on the back. So really, I think a really cool piece. I didn't know what they were worth, but I knew, there's the pirate ship down there. I knew they had to be worth something. And so listed it relatively high because this is the most complete that's out there. Like I said, some are just trying to sell the pirate ship. And I have the original box, which is just kind of neat as well. And this one is going internationally, and it actually sold through the global shipping program, which those of you who watch my channel know I don't generally use. I have a few reasons that I would use that. There are a few exceptions. If something is big and bulky, which this is long, and so I figured, it's big and bulky, I put it in there. If it's heavy, I put it in global shipping. Or if it's high dollar, particularly high dollar, that I do want that extra protection, I will put it in global shipping. I consider international sales, I mean, they're a big part of my business, but it's supplemental, right? I'm going to sell this stuff in the U.S. at some point anyway. So, I don't promote my international listings. I don't, I put them up and I make them available, and I do sell that way. But sometimes I do want that protection of GSP. Or if it's difficult, if it's a longer item, I want to be able to just ship it to the hub and be done with it. Let GSP take over. And so that's what we did with this one. And it's actually going to Italy. And Italy has a load of restrictions on stuff that can be imported. And so I don't ship directly to Italy at all. Now, it was made through the global shipping program. So if something happens where, for whatever reason, this thing checks a box that it's not able to be imported into Italy, they will send me a message, actually. Global shipping will say, hey, this was stopped at customs. We're not able to send this on to the buyer. I don't know if I don't know what they do. They don't send it back to me, but I keep the money from the buyer and they refund the buyer. So that's the easiest way to ship to Italy. That's why I do it that way. And so this thing sold on an offer that they accepted $50 plus that global shipping price. And they actually did send me a message and say, hey, I'll accept that $50 offer if you put that the item cost I think they said like $20, and the shipping was $68 or something. They wanted me to falsify the customs paperwork because then they pay less in fees. They may not realize that they pay all their fees up front through global shipping, and I told them, hey, that's all automated. There's nothing I can do about that anyway, but I wouldn't. We don't falsify documents. That's not what we're going to do. And he said, oh, okay. I didn't realize it was automatic, and he paid it. So works out for me. I'm good with that. And then we've got these guys, the star of today's show. I know. Weird, right? They're drafting pencils. This one doesn't even have the writing on it. There's one that does. See right there. It's Eagle. This one's a turquoise 10. And they have, most of them, I have lead in them. Yep. So you push it and the lead comes out. These were quantity listings. I picked this up in an estate sale this year. And I think I paid, I want to say it was something like $8 for a bag of them. And I've sold a handful of them already. What I did is I listed them, quantity listings based on the color of the cap. So we had the yellow listings, the red listings, there was the black listings. You know, that's how I did it. And it's very, very easy. And they were selling here and there, you know, and we were already in the profit, and I knew we would be. But vintage pencils sell well, vintage drafting pencils. You know, you can't find these anywhere except online. And somebody came in this morning and bought every single one of them that I had left. And so sometimes people are like, why do you mess with those little things? And I tell them one of the reasons, I got lots of reasons, but one of the reasons is sometimes people will come in and buy multiple, or they'll see something else in your store and they'll pick that up as well. And it turns into a pretty solid overall sale. Well, this is one of those examples. Individually, maybe not worth a whole lot, but they bought 11 of them. And all in for 11 pencils, $109.78. $110, guys, for some pencils. Would you have even picked these up? I mean, honestly, they're just in a baggie of pencils. $110 for these things. That is one of the reasons why I pick up the small stuff. Sometimes people buy more than one. Sometimes they buy 11. And we're going to get into ducks, but first, I forgot to do this one over there, and it has to get shipped out today. It's a Nugget Buddy, of course, and it's the Halloween witch. Unfortunately, she's missing her hat. Now, if you find the hat, I sell these things for $10 all the time. The Halloween, there's Frankenstein, and there's several of them. There's the Jack-o'-lantern one. They sell really well, Old McDonald's toys. This one, I couldn't find the hat. But I was listing other McNugget buddies at the same time, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to list her anyway. And just put the price down, and sure enough, she sold $1.99 plus shipping. You know, not much, I get it. But it was easy to do. And so I thought, why not? Now, we got a couple of ducks here. We've got, this one actually came to us from my boy Stones. Remember, he sent a few to us the other day. This was one of them. Cool top hat, St. Patrick's-y type day duck, I guess. And then we've got the cheetah duck. And both of those are headed out to William. William, thank you so much for that. We've got this guy. I love, whoop, hold still. See, he might be, there might be some possession going on here. He's a little evil looking. You know, we got the red eyes, the jack-o'-lantern Halloween black duck. And this one's going out to Tara. Tara of Little Unique Shop. A lot of snapback hats, belt buckles, stuff like that in the store, and I might be cruising for a hat in there. We'll see. I'm told I have too many, but I sometimes can't help myself. This is apparently going to Tara's daughter, and from her daughter going to her daughter's cat. So this is going to be a toy, I guess, for Vega, the cat. We'll see. We'll see how that works. And we got a couple of keychains. Thank you, Tara. I sure appreciate it. A couple of keychains going out. We got the little mini blue duck keychain, and that's going out to David. He said it's going to hold the key for his new reseller shed, which is really cool. So, David, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then we've got a pink keychain duck, and that one heading out to Gary, coming in and picking up yet another duck. So if you want to come in and get your ducks, you got to get your ducks in a row. It's fourth quarter. It's time to get those ducks in a row. If you're selling on eBay, and you can put your nugget buddy in that row too. Come on into the store, pick up one that fits you, fits your style, your store's style, and at the same time, a portion of the proceeds going to benefit the Gary Sinise Foundation. Pretty good pile of stuff. Really happy with that, and happy that we've moved more ducks out. Shout out Shelly for making those keychain ducks. People are loving those. It's really cool to see those things go out. Again, a percentage of those going to the Gary Sinise Foundation, and all the profits for the studs of the reselling community calendar. I know the word is used loosely, but we've got a charity calendar going on. If you missed yesterday's announcement, myself, Dante, Prison of Profit is doing it. Josh, Harry, Tornado. There's a whole bunch of us that banded together, did this thing, and it's available for purchase now. It's sort of a pre-order. They'll go out before or right around Christmas, I believe, and so you should have them right there at the front of next year. They're $20 to buy the calendar. Each one of us got a month. You can also go in and for $5 buy a day on the calendar. Then your day will be on everybody's calendar. That's on the website as well. The website is in the description below. I know when I put it in yesterday, at least initially, it wasn't a hyperlink, so people were having issues getting to the website, but the website is up and running. I'll make sure that it's a hyperlink in the description down below. It's a safe website. You know, if you got to put in your credit card information or whatever, 100% safe. A lot of YouTubers use this site. Generally, it's used to sell merch, or if they're selling wholesale boxes or whatever it is. It's big cartel. It's a solid website, so you don't have to worry about that. And after we pay for cost of the calendar, everything else is going to Gary Sinise Foundation. So if you want to get on over there and get that, I'm Mr. June, so I'm involved in this thing. I get to kick off summer. I'm not telling you what the picture is. You're just going to have to wait a few months to find out. But get over there, check that out. I do want to shout out also Dave, the NC Picker, who graciously sent me in the mail one of his Death Pile support pigs. Go over there and get an NC Piggy from Dave. Dave, I may need 3 or 4 of these. I have death piles sort of everywhere. I don't have one death pile. I have death piles. So I might need the 3 little pigs in order to sort of handle all of that. But it's done mostly for a purpose, because my garage sale season here is just about done. I've got to be able to live off of this through the winter. And I'm going to try this year to not have to go to the thrift store. I may go in order to sort of take you along thrifting now and again, get some different sort of videos and maybe just scratch that itch, right? I may go, but I won't have to go. At least that's the hope. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one. And we'll see you next time.